Hey guys, Richard here, the eBike Reviews and Adventures. Well, check it out. We got the 630 two front wheel tadpole reverse trike. It's got a lot of different names. Really kind of what you want to call it, I guess. 630 calls it the two front wheel trike, and the style is known as a tadpole trike and also a reverse trike. So, but yeah, so I've had this out just once, and I wanted to take it out again today and maybe bring you along, so let's go do it. All right, this is not going to be a full review or anything like that, but we're going to talk about it. It's going to be a mini review maybe, because I'll be able to share some things with you, but I want to spend some more time with this trike before I actually bring you the full review and give you all the ins and outs and the details. Let's go ahead and get you up here so you can see a little bit better now. Appreciate 630 for sending this out. Now, this is a brand new model for them, and they just started shipping it out to some customers who had pre-ordered it, and they sent one out to me so I could test review, give them some feedback, and they also sent one out to my buddy Gary over at Gary's eBike Adventures. So he's got one. He got his a couple days before mine, so you may have already seen some of his videos. Oh wow, what a fun yet interesting trike. Crazy fun, crazy scary at the same time. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there to you. In fact, Gary said it best. He was describing it to me. This is before I got mine. He was describing it to me and said, Richard, it's kind of like riding a roller coaster. He said, it's exciting and scary at the same time. Valid point there, for sure, because it's different. So, you know, this is nothing like riding a trike, and I would say it's nothing like riding a bike. Similar, but not the same. Let's turn the corner up here and we'll talk about what makes this thing different. Besides the obvious of having two wheels in the front, it's how this bike leans. It kind of leans side to side like a regular bicycle, so you can kind of lean it and get around. Whereas a regular trike, you know, the wheels are in the back, but they're stiff and they don't lean at all. They remain upright. The first time I rode it, I was thinking, oh, you know, this is a little hard to learn to ride, you know. I've ridden it twice, or actually this will be my third time riding it. And I've already pretty much gotten used to it. I've kind of gotten used to the balance, kind of gotten used to how it steers, and so now I can cruise around on it without really any concern. Now, let's see here. I'm going to stop and show you some more about the trike here in just a few minutes to give you some details about it. But again, this is not the full review, so if you're interested in this, go ahead and subscribe now. Stick around, because it's going to take a few more days probably before I'll bring you the full review, because I want to get real familiar with this trike. So I've already had a couple other people on it. Hey guys, Richard here, eBike Reviews and Adventures. We have the 630 tadpole reverse two-wheel front wheel trike. Yeah. So this is going to be our maiden voyage. I'm getting ready to take off. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
She says good luck. Ladies, this is a fun ride. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, you can take back all those negative things you said, Emma, about how it leans. This actually turns really well.
Yeah?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Fine. What's up? You ready?
No.
No. Elbow pads and knee pads
No.
required for this? Okay, let's go. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I don't know how I feel about it.
Both daughters, Amanda and Emma, have test ridden it, and they both said, well, yeah, wow, different. So they were like, you know, still kind of scratching their heads like, they're not sure, you know. Youngsters that they are, you know, they're just kind of bewildered just a little bit.
I can't. I'm too.
You can still touch the ground.
That's not wide enough.
How tall are you?
5'4".
5'4". So do we need to try to lower that seat a little bit? I think we can a little.
No, I'll be be okay. Honestly,
really.
it's the shape of the seat. It's the shape. It's. I feel like I have to sit back here because of the backrest, but I can't do that.
Yeah.
And keep my feet on the ground.
All right.
My hips aren't that wide.
All right. You ready?
No, but we're gonna go for it.
Okay. First thoughts?
I don't know.
It's not bad, is it?
It's not bad, but you really have to like break that mindset of it's not a normal trike.
Right.
It's not a normal trike. You
And
have
nor
to
is it a
balance
bike.
on it. It turns differently. You have to like, otherwise you're.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Otherwise it's.
I don't feel tippy when you
Not
turn.
as-
You don't feel tippy when you turn in the corner because you
There
got
you
two
go.
wheels in the front,
There
right?
you go. Yeah.
So that part is good.
I will say, kind of like you said, it does go over like the bumps really nicely. It does go over the bumps
Yeah.
really nicely.
Because you have independent suspension, so each wheel
Yeah.
drops as needed when you go over a bump or something. So the whole thing just doesn't teeter. It just.
But it does feel weird because your first initial thought is, oh, it's like a regular trike, and then all of a sudden you start doing this because it.
Because it flops back and forth. You're not stable sitting on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. Ride it some more. Take off. She doesn't know how she feels about that. We don't have our microphones on. This is just a quick little impromptu first impression, playing around with the trike.
No, I don't like this at all.
Think of it as a bike. Think of it as a bike. You might want to slow down if you don't like it.
Yeah, I worry about anyone that doesn't have balance. You gotta have a little bit of balance to ride this thing.
Yeah, you do. You gotta have balance like a regular bike. You hopped on, I think, kind of thinking about a trike that's nice and stiff and stable, but that's not the case here. You have to have balance like a regular.
This is like all sorts of.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
know about that. I don't know.
Well, don't think of it as a trike. Think of it as a bike.
I'm trying to think of it as something that's not.
And for good reason, because it's, like I say, you're going to hear me use the word different a lot, because it is. It's a little different. But at the same time, it is fun. So let's get back to that comment that Gary made about it being a roller coaster bike. Scary but fun. What's scary about it? The fact that you have to maintain your balance like a regular bike. The fact that you can lean. So if you're someone that has balance issues or something, you'll probably want to stay with a regular trike and not something like this that still leans back and forth. So just be aware of that. Let's see here, but still, oh my goodness, scary but fun, lots of fun. So we're cruising along here, I think at the top speed of about 15. Let that truck get through here. There we go. You see how easy it was to hop up on the curb? Kind of hard to do that with a regular trike, because a regular trike, being stiff on the rear wheels, it's going to teeter-totter really hard, but yet this, because it has independent front suspension, one wheel drops and then the other wheel drops. So it makes it a lot easier, a lot nicer to go up and down, the bumps like this. Don't feel it much at all. So that is probably one of the best features of the trike. Now, I've been in contact with the CEO of 630, Dustin. In my communication with him, he has told me that they've already identified some improvements that they're going to make in their next batch. And I don't know when the next batch is going to come around. I don't know how many they buy at any one time or anything like that. I just know that he is going to make some improvements. I'm going to get over here in the shade, get out of that sun just a little bit. Where do I start? What is this? I don't know all the exact specs because I haven't studied this thing. Okay, just keep that in mind. But I think these are 16-inch wheels and 20 on the back is what that is, I believe. Yeah, let's just jump right up here. This is what's interesting to most people. There's a good shot. You can see how this thing leans. But let's look at this suspension up here real close in detail. Yeah, so this is independent suspension. So this whole wheel right here can rock up and down, when you hit a bump. That's pretty cool how that works, and it does it on this other side too. But yet the whole thing leans like it's doing now to help you turn and get around the corners. That's way cool. These are, what are these? This is the brake cable. And so there's a lot of extra slack, and you can pull that up. And I'm probably going to need to do that and then maybe zip tie it off. I don't care for so much slack just dangling down in front like that because I don't want it to get snagged on something. So I'll make that adjustment. I also need to adjust the brakes. Now these are manual brakes on here. And, you know, manual brakes are fine on most, you know, smaller bikes, e-trikes or whatever. But the only thing is be aware that when you have manual brakes on the front like this, you have to make sure you get them adjusted just right so that when you squeeze the brakes that the calipers close at the same time so you get a nice smooth even braking. Because if you're off a little bit, then what's going to happen is one wheel is going to grab a little faster than the other wheel, and it's going to want to pull you sideways, you know, to the left or to the right. So it just takes a little extra adjustment there just to make sure you get them adjusted correctly so you get a nice even you know, braking power there. Let's see here. I like that this thing folds down here. Handlebars are adjustable, so I can raise these up or lower them just a little bit if needed. It folds down here, and it's pretty easy to fold. This does come with a 10 amp hour battery, and that's a downfall just a little bit in my opinion because I like to ride longer. I'd like to go further distances and stuff. So 10 amp hour is good for most people. I get it. I understand that. I hope that they will offer a bigger battery option in the future. I will tell you a little secret. I have other bikes and trikes obviously on the channel, and Gary over at Gary's eBike Adventures already identified that the Mooncool batteries that come on the Mooncool brand actually fit. I guess they're a nice fit. So most of those batteries are 15 amp hour. So I'll be able to grab one of those batteries and stick it in here and have more battery power for those days I want to go further. 750 watt motor, turny derailleur down here. No derailleur guard, but yeah, that's okay. A lot of bikes don't have that. Smaller little rack back here so you can throw a few things on it. It's got this little spring action thingy here so you can kind of hold stuff down. A little bit of a disappointment with the rear tail light. This is a battery operated tail light. There's a button over here you have to push to turn it on. So I wished it had been an integrated taillight because this isn't a cheap bike. You know, it's a nicer bike. It should have had a wired in rear battery. This isn't an Amazon bike or something that you're going to spend just a few $100s on. So I would like to see that improvement there, and I'm sure most of you would too. Let's see here. Saddle's pretty nice, pretty basic saddle. I mean, it's comfortable. Seen a lot of saddles that look like that with the backrest, so it's nice having that backrest on there. Cockpit up here, you got brakes, you got parking brakes integrated here with your lever brakes. You got your button pad here, it's a thumb throttle down here in the bottom. And this is a reverse function. Yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about that at the moment. That's going to be in the next video. We've got, I mentioned the headlight up here in the front. Here's a really nice display. And then the Shimano 7-speed shifter over here on the right. Another lever with a parking brake attached. So yeah, that's pretty much all the basic components. Let's get it back on the road and do some more riding. So we're just cruising around out here about 15 miles an hour, which is the top speed. I've got some riding footage of Amanda and I when we were out earlier, and she took some riding footage of me. I'm going to show that to you right now. will tell you, this is, oh my goodness, it is a lot of fun. A lot of fun because it's different. I've mentioned that on this channel before too. I like things that are different. I like it when companies try new things and do things that are different so they can stand out. Well, 630 hit it out of the park with this one as far as being different. And let me know what you think. You're going to see a lot more videos on this because we're going to get this thing out some more. We're going to ride it some more. We're going to do a full review here in maybe about a week or so. And we'll try to get more information on 630, maybe what their future plans are, if they're willing to share that with us. I don't know. But I would like to know what's changing with this thing, because it's already a pretty good trike. It just needs a few little tweaks, in my opinion, make it a little bit better. And between Gary and I think we're going to try to do some of those ourselves. So make sure you stick around for that. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments or questions, drop them down below. And I will see you guys in another video real soon. Ride responsibly and ride safe.